Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the Internal Combustion Engine Age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles and SUVs, the camper, the Kiefer. It's interesting when I start my channel here in the morning, right when I start talking, he goes off on Ginger. It's like it's timed. I'm about lying to you. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. Hey, good Friday morning there to all those that watch my channel. Thanks so much for subscribing and watching and keeping the entertainment going on my behalf and your behalf, maybe, right? Hope so. Here we are, going into the barn as Kiefer and Ginger are going at it like the mad couple. The mad couples, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, the man and the woman, the male, female. Oh my gosh. What a day it's going to be. Guess what I'm doing today? What do you think I'm doing? I mean, come on. Is this the day? Is this the moment? Is today the day? You know, this past week, yesterday, it was kind of a bummer because I had the Believe conversation, some really good things to talk about, and I was cut off by my daughter, and I don't know. I mean, she had this look in her face like something radical happened, and it looks like the kitty cat's back. Somebody's getting the garbage out here. So for me, I really thought something was going on relationship-wise, and after I turned off the video, my daughter tells me my neck is killing me and my back's killing me, and she's got a pinched nerve. That's what that was all about yesterday morning. And when she turned this phone off, it's a pain in the ass to make this video because then I have to go in and I have to make 2 or 3 videos into one, and it takes forever for that to upload. It gets to be so complicated. So that's all it was. And I'm like, what? So I was like, take some Advil and let's get to work. So that was about, if you watch my channel. So I got cut short on my Believe conversations, which I'm not going to continue that conversation today because it's the week of the never-ending take one word and try to create it into the cars and trucks and motorcycles that we love. And come on, Pups, go on, get up there. Ouch, get up. Kiefer, stop it. Jesus Christ, man. If you don't get injured by a dog, that dog just doesn't give up. So we had start on Monday, end on Tuesday, and now my brain's just gone to mush. Wednesday, beggars. Thursday, Believe. So that today would be a great idea. And you know what? It came kind of from me finding this book upstairs in my attic. We should say more of my second level of my barn. The word is the day's marketing. I thought the best thing we can talk about today is marketing, because if you're a business person or you're a person that's in this real world, you always are thinking about if you're trying to promote yourself, just like me. I've got a YouTube channel, and do I really know how to market myself? I mean, that's a challenge. It's a huge challenge on marketing yourself in this social media industry. And ask me how I know. You hear me bitch about it all the damn time. But for all the effort and work I put in this channel, it's just like no avail of any money. And I've heard a gazillion different ideas, and the raffle idea is a great idea. I mean, blah, 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 blah. So it's the marketing 101, business 101. Hey, I think Andrew Jackson is in my shop. You know, I've mentioned many times my channel, I get creative. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Go play with something else. There's a gazillion things out here for you to play with, dog. I've talked to, jeez, it just doesn't. I mean, the Kiefer dog, is he kind of really like throwing me off kilter this morning? He is. But yeah, I've talked many times my channel, how I'm going to put money somewhere, and if you spot it, whoever emails me first or comments first, then you're going to get a nice little gift from me, just to get creative on my channel. So in my shop right now, Andrew Jackson is present. So if you get that message, then you'll get that message. But we'll see if you get that message. It'll be interesting if anybody figures that out. So on the marketing side, and that's the thing, how do I get creative for me to market my channel to get it to become even more popular and for me to actually make good money out of this channel? And I know Mr. Sanchez has mentioned on my channel, well, I thought you were just doing this for the fun. Another gentleman reached out. You just have to look at this as a hobby. Well, you know, for me, why do other people get to have fun on YouTube and make a ton of money? Why do other people get to have hobby and make a ton of money? So, no. I want to make money. I want to be able to make this my retirement. I want to be able to retire one day and have a social YouTube channel that enables me to make money while I'm having fun. What's wrong with that? It isn't like I haven't earned my keep to get that possibility. In the camper, sleeping in the camper, I love that camper. I do. I mean, I love that camper. The only thing that's going to change is for me, once the cold months come in, that's not going to work anymore because I'm going to be going through propane. Anybody knows that's just a freaking tinder box. You're going to freeze your ass off. How do I know? I've lived in an RV in the winter months. So, and plus the amount of propane energy I'll have to spend to heat it. So once the colder months come in, I'll definitely be back in the house. But will life actually let me back in the house? Right, so I was saying earlier, the big day, well, guess what I'm going to go pick up today? Yes, the Ford Mustang Supercharged Dark Horse is sitting at the dealership waiting for me. And actually, even the service manager, my good friend Dave, he actually reached out this morning and he was like, hey, you know, where are you? It's ready. Yeah, I know. It's ready. I'm coming to give you a bunch of money. So that's going to be the big adventure today. If you watch my channel, I'll drive the race truck over and pick up the car, and we'll have some fun on that. But back to the marketing. It's all about marketing. It's all about persuading you to buy something, persuading you to have a service done, persuading you to take a view of what you think is right versus wrong. And more than ever, I think you're going to see a marketing blitz like never, ever seen. I think you and I are going to see the most radical marketing blitz. Hey, got my nice Friday outfit on after crawling around my hands and knees all day yesterday. And so we're gonna have a huge marketing blitz. And I'm sure some people, I think it's funny. Good old Brian K. He said, hey man, that mustache, you know, you're getting raggedy looking. Your mustache now is stained from when you drink coffee. Yeah. And then Green Rush says to me last night, are you smoking pot? And I'm like, I ain't no cannabis person. I mean, maybe you're smoking pot. I don't know what's going on. Where'd that comment come from? I mean, I was out in my truck late yesterday afternoon, the Chevy 2500, and I was sharing the fun factor of how great this truck is, how much fun it is. And I went out and bought a new weed whacker, and I bought some other things out in my travels, and it's always the expensive conversation. And so anyways, so for some reason, he said, are you smoking pot, dude? Maybe it's because I bought a Chevy or something. I have no idea what that, I don't know what that implication, I don't know. Maybe I come across as a pothead on my channel. Is that what's going on? Maybe with my new look, this is the look. Maybe I look like a pothead, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm getting raggedy looking. I don't disagree. So it's all about marketing. And for me, wow, I was a guy that got all caught up in this company called Envirotech International. And it was a product, goes back to 1992, product called Dry Wash and Guard. And there may be some people out there that know this product. This is one of the first real push of a car care product that you could spray in your car without water and wipe off the film, not wipe off mud, but a typical car just has the film of dirt, or, film on the vehicle from sitting in the shop, just light debris, not heavy rocks and mud. But the whole point is, this was one of the first products out there that was pushed through a network marketing company. Marketing, hear that? Network marketing? What's that all about? Marketing. So I was one of the early distributors of this product. And as I told you, the gentleman that's named Jonathan Goldsmith, that's the Dos Equis guy, the most interesting man in the world, he was one of my sponsors from his company based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And then Rod Yank was the founder of this product, who came from Slick 50. If you know what Slick 50 is, if you know what the Ginsu knife is, and you're of my age and time frame of knowing about all these marketable products through infomercials. Infomercials back in the day was when a person would try to promote and market a product through an advertisement on TV. Does anybody remember the guy that died from the cocaine overdose? He was really a high output guy. Oxy. He used to sell like OxyClean or something. Does anybody remember that guy? That guy would be all revved up like you couldn't believe. And I think the guy dropped dead on an airplane. Come to find out, the guy was a cokehead. And so that's how he's always revved up, because he'd do his coke, and then he'd get on his infomercial and go off. So here we are. So back in 1992, I was working in the oil industry, and I was doing very well. It took me many years, but close to 8 years for me to really get to start making some money. So this was a book that I had in 1992, where I would drive around in my truck, and I would show people the product in person. And I think even back here, I've got a bottle of this stuff still. So there it is. I still have a bottle of that product. And that product was quite an incredible, nice product to use to clean your car. So I would go around, and if somebody was resistant to letting me use it on their car, or they were interested in the product to be a distributor, I had this whole book just showing how the dry washing guard was competing in national, worldwide car shows, and the people were using this on very elegant, high-end vehicles, just to reinforce that this really was a legitimate product. And so there was a lot of marketing that was on this product. It's kind of hard to see with that light glaring on this. Kind of feel like I should put this thing somewhere else, but oh well. So here's all these different pictures of the well-known cars that were people were standing behind the product to market the product, that not only you can use it, but everybody, especially in the high-end cars, will put this on their car. So then it was a pitch of you selling them a bottle of product, and then you have a little spray bottle, and then it talked about all the different qualities of the product and all the different ingredients, and then you could use it on your cars and trucks and motorcycles, your boat, the windows. It was infinite on a hard surface, and it really was a great product. And for me, at one time, I thought that this was maybe my ticket to being a millionaire when I was 28 years old, and just thinking that, wow, my time, actually I was 29 years old when I got into this in 1992, and I thought that this was maybe my ticket to signing up other distributors and building a network of people that would also go out and do what I do. And that's what network marketing is. It's like the Amway, the Mary Kay, and believe it or not, one of the most successful Amway distributors lived right up the street here from me. That's a fact. So back in the 70s and like 80s, one of the top Amway distributors lived right up the road here from me. So I was like, wow. So I got very excited about this product, and I really worked my tail off every day of my life and went out and promoted this product for his company, Envirotech International. And then they got into more products than just car cleaning. They got into the body care products. And so then here is the founder, Rod Yank, that is right here. Let's see here if you can see him. His name is Rod Yank. He was a president of Envirotech International. And this is about like 1991, 92, 93. And so it's just a story of the product. And then Success Magazine. This is what's really interesting. My good friend that I worked with in the oil industry, I used to subscribe to Success Magazine. So in March of 1992, this company was highlighted. This company was marketed through this Success Magazine. And my friend that I worked with, who's a very good friend of mine, he saw this article, and he was so intrigued that he actually called the company, and he actually signed up as a distributor under this gentleman called Jonathan Goldsmith, who's the Dos Equis guy. And so so Jonathan Goldsmith wasn't my direct distributor. He was my second one. So my good friend Dave, his name was David Butts, he sponsored me. So it was Jonathan Goldsmith to David Butts, then to me, and then I was out sponsoring other distributors. And so at first I was very resistant to get very involved in this because I've already had my experience in getting into network marketing, and it's very, very challenging to go out and market yourself and then get others to market themselves to go out and sell these products. And the whole idea is when somebody buys a bottle of car wash from you, that's great. But your real goal is that you want to sign up as them as a distributor so that they go convince others to buy a bottle of dry wash as well. And it's basically the residual income that you're trying to create, that you now have a whole base of people buying a reusable product. And that was the goal, is that people would buy this product and use it over and over again, and then you get your residual income. No different than Procter & Gamble, Colgate, all the goods that you and I buy, deodorant, toothpaste, laundry detergent. It's the same principle. Your car care products, you use them, you go back and buy them again. That's how you create wealth, if you can get enough people buying your product. So here is, they would have a monthly newsletter, and they would recognize people for their the winners, and they would show you the top states. And so once again, this was all about the environment. Rod Yank was adamantly trying to promote this product for the fact that the future is going to be a challenge of good, clean water, and we need to go to an alternative way of cleaning our cars and boats and airplanes and save Mother Nature water. In 1992, this was a huge push, and I was in the oil industry at that time, where I knew the environmental agencies were getting very much more strict on the waterways, the underground oil storage tanks. Everything was getting very much caught up in what today is the green agenda. So that started many, many years ago. So this was a monthly newsletter they'd send out, and they would show people that there's Jonathan Goldsmith. They'd show the people that were making money, and they would, once again, they would recognize these people for who they are. And then we went into like oil treatment. So the company started diversifying, but where is it here? I'm trying to show you. Then it went into bodyproof products. That's a funny story of me meeting my wife. I'm not lying to you. So then I got highlighted here. If I can kind of hide my name here, you probably know what it is anyways. But here I am. This is me. And I got a personalized tag, dry wash. Hey, that's something I had a personalized tag, Ice Age, right? So I actually, this talks about how I left on June 25th, he quit his $65,000 per year selling oil products, being a full-time dry washing guard distributor. So that was a 5th place bonus winner for that month. And I made $765, whip-de-doo-dah. I was currently earning about $2,025 per month, and it just shows on how I was drinking the Kool-Aid, and how I was really out there working very hard to promote this product, which I felt like was going to be pretty big, and I was getting a lot of distributors. I had like 785 distributors by the time I kind of raised my hand and said that this just isn't going to work. And this is some pictures here of the different vehicles I had that I would put the dry washing guard advertising. Then some of my other distributors, I used to do tons of car shows, car meets. But then I evolved. I went broke. I basically went broke, so I evolved into a little Toyota pickup truck that I had to buy, and I had this truck here. It got taken away from me. I couldn't pay for it anymore. The fuel, that was a 454 big block motor. You watch the fuel gauge move. You got 8 miles a gallon. So I was running around selling a car care product where I spent more money than I actually made for the whole day just driving the truck. So I had to let that go. And so then I got myself a little Toyota pickup truck, manual transmission. This would be the fall of 1992. And those are my old phone numbers. You're not going to get a hold of me, the phone number, just so you know. And so then I was driving around this little Toyota pickup truck, no air conditioning, manual transmission, and my good friend Dave, he and I rode together, and we drove around, and I had product all in the back, and we demonstrated this product. And once again, I went to all these different car shows, car meets, and I worked 7 days a week because of I had no choice because I didn't make any money because I left my really hardworking job. So I went and tried to market myself, and to no avail. It was me busting my ass, no lie, I lost everything. I lost my boat. Just about lost this house. I just about had this house taken away from me back in 1993 because I couldn't stay on top of the mortgage because I wasn't making any money. So it was very challenging me to market that product. And after doing it for a little over a year, I finally raised my hand and I said, "That's it, I'm done." And I went back to working for somebody else. But it was a blessing because I went to go work for a guy that owned a public telephone company, and I learned that whole industry working for him for 3 years. He was a very nice gentleman that hired me under dire financial circumstances, and he helped me out. And I even brought my good friend Dave along with me, even though it was very challenging, because he was the guy that instigated me wanting to leave my job, and we're going to become so rich selling this car care product, and it never played out. You know, people buy the product, and they just didn't use it. I mean, there's people that have a bottle of that 32-ounce bottle of product. You'd run into them a year later, and because the whole pitch was, you only use 3-4 ounces of product, 3-4 ounces of product, maybe 6, to clean your whole car. And what it did is it cleaned it, it polished it, and put a wax on it, and all that other stuff. So it was it was my first marriage, which really added to the pressure of my first marriage and my first wife of looking at me being a total loser. And I mean, no lie. I mean, I can tell you a story where this is no lie. Here my wife, and I think I told a story before on my channel, but I'll never forget that my wife, we had this good friend, Kathleen Hazelton, and I'm trying to remember, it's funny how I can remember her name, but I can't remember her husband's name, and we were good friends. And so I'll never forget, she was the local radio station AM early morning person that did the traffic and the news and the weather, and it's just a small radio station local. Oh, to this day, what's the odds? I never listened to AM radio. So for whatever reason, I don't know, it must be the gods, it's just things that happen to us in life. My friend and I, Dave, and I are driving down the road, and I turn on that station for the local news. And Kathleen Hazelton is ragging on me. She's telling everybody in the radio station that her good friend has a husband that's a total loser, that he went out and quit his oil job to go sell a car care product, and he's gone broke. And so my first wife, she's obviously behind the scenes, totally tongue lashing me and making fun of me, unbeknownst to me, about I'm a loser because I quit my job and I tried to take something else on. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. I was livid. I mean, I was livid that this was going on. And even my friend Dave, we're both looking at each other like, this can't be happening. Now, my good friend Dave, who was a very successful oil sales guy that quit his job to sell this car care product, he went from living in like the $1 million home to living in the basement with his wife's parents. Yeah, and he had 3 kids. I mean, oh my gosh, I could spend the whole morning telling you stories of the adventure of me going to this car care product that I went broke trying to create and market a product that just never. And I told you before maybe that I actually went and met the Ginsu knife inventor in Asbury Park, New Jersey, to show him this product. And I thought at that time, I think I told you that story, I thought at that time if I could get him to be a distributor of mine, there's my $1 million ticket, because he'd put it on infomercials, but in network marketing, they won't let you do that. But the whole point is, so my good friend Dave, he was the guy running his mouth every day about how we're going to be richer than rich selling a car care product. And I would ride around in that Toyota Tacoma truck with him day in, day out. We worked basically 5 days, 6 days a week. And so I worked 7 days a week because I had to go sell a bottle of product just to be able to hopefully help me buy another tank of fuel and be able to buy groceries. And my first wife, she didn't make much money. I mean, she was very low income, so she couldn't afford this place. And the irony is, I bought this place in September 91, so by June of 92, I had quit my main job that was making the money to pay for this place. So I went from making like $5,000 a month to $6,000 a month to making maybe $2,000 a month, maybe $3,000 a month, but more like in the winter months, $1,500 a month. I can remember living in that house and I couldn't afford to buy oil because it was oil heat. Now this guy's radiator heat so many years ago, and a furnace. I could not afford to buy oil. So we had little electric heaters set up in that house, sleeping downstairs because upstairs was too cold, and just sleeping on a pull-out bed with an electric heater in front of us to stay warm. And I mean, yeah, it was dire straits. I mean, it was really, really bad. But I grew up. I learned a lot because I traveled around the Eastern Seaboard, going to hotels and conventions and doing the Rob Rock Shish Kumbah. And I walked in and out of every freaking door you can imagine, trying to sell the product to car dealerships, body shops, airports, even medical centers, because they had another product that was supposedly a wireless car, or wireless. I know I can't say it very clearly in my accent from living all over the country, but the whole point is I walked in and out of doors and I talked to thousands of people and trying to promote that product, to think that one day I'd have the grab on the most distributors and the most reorder of that product. So once again, it's all about marketing. We'll kind of move on from that because, well, to end the story about my first wife, oh my gosh, when she came home, I was so mad at her, and I went off. And I mean, I think that was probably the beginning of the end of our relationship, even though that was probably 93, like the spring or late winter of 93, I think, possibly, then that, or heard that. And so, but my first wife, we didn't split until really May, it was really April, I guess, of 95. So we did stay together, but I went to Florida, kind of keeping that going for a second. I went to Florida for like a month. And I really did have a chance back at that time where, in hindsight, I think if I would have known I could have been a boat salesperson and sold boats and made a good amount of money at the right time, I probably would have done something like that. I probably would have then said, you know what, I'm done up here because I lost everything. And I was having to start all over in my career to get a life going again after I left my oil job. And some people would be like, why wouldn't you go back to that company that you left? Because the owner was a piece of junk. That's why. I got sick of the owner. And I've told you before, I think, about how the owner accused me of selling a product on his time, which was a total lie, and others supported that. And so I told a whole story before on that. And so then I didn't want to go back to work for him. But the way he operates is, my whole base that I built, he'd be like, no, that's not yours anymore. You got to start all over again. That's how he'd be. He was a greedy as hell. He had all the money, and that's who has all the money. So back to marketing. Here, Chevrolet just announced the Chevy Corvette ZR1 2025. If anybody here is paying attention, then you'll know that new ZR1 2025 Corvette is going to be the hottest, baddest ass Corvette ever produced. It's the only Corvette ever produced with twin turbos. It's like 1,064 horsepower, like 868 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. And it's just an all-out monster car that's going to be coming available for 2025. But yeah, I think to myself, good luck. Who's going to get that, right? I know Brent is watching my channel, that he's the Z06 guy at the car show. You see each week, the blue Corvette, and he watches my channel a lot. I'll be amazed if he didn't tune in my channel this morning, because this was just a big release, I guess, yesterday, that they finally unveiled the numbers of the power. They haven't unveiled the price, but they've unveiled what's coming, and it will be the baddest ass. It's a split rear window Corvette to go back to 1963, the year I was born. So it's a really badass car, and for me, I mean, yeah, but it's such the race car. It's such the incredible. But here's the thing: that car that'll be a $300,000 car, and some be like, no, it won't. It'll be 150 or 180. Good luck getting it for that. I mean, good luck. I mean, I'm sure they're going to price that thing out at $150 to $1. I'd say $150 to $160, maybe $180, maybe $200,000. Maybe we're going to take the GTD thing. Wow, that's interesting. I thought they were supposed to announce the winners of the GTD, 3,000 applicants who got the car. I haven't got any notice of anything yet. Like, I can afford to buy that anytime soon. But, it's all about marketing. And earlier, and look at Harley Davidson. I mean, Harley Davidson, the paraphernalia, and that's the whole thing. Marketing is all about the constant view of you seeing a product that you begin to like or don't like. And that's why there's so much advertising on television, on social media, because it's all about getting your face and presence of your product or service into the market so others recognize you and others will come to you and buy something from you or use your services. And that's what marketing is. And knowing how to market something is sometimes very challenging. Like they say, you can build a better mousetrap, but the challenge is how you market it. That's the biggest running joke or a running saying out there is you can build a better mousetrap, but who comes running to your mousetrap without you understanding how to sell the product and promote it? You know, in hindsight, that car care product, I wish I would have had the insights to think to myself, why don't I just break off and create my own car care product? And, you know, but I didn't have any money. That's the problem. I was out of money. And my parents don't have money. So I didn't have anybody to go to. I didn't, you know, so that goes into a whole other long story. But here's the thing I was saying earlier. It's all about the marketing blitz. And what I mean by that is we're getting ready to witness more than ever in our lifetime in this country, the marketing blitz like you never have ever seen. And some will be like, well, we've heard you say that 5 times, Mr. Iceman, you're redundant. But here's what I'm trying to tell you, is that the marketing blitz is going to be about Kamala Harris. So you're going to see, once again, it gets a little political, but I don't care because it's we are definitely in times of the marketing blitz is going to be 24/7, nonstop. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama have now officially endorsed Kamala Harris to be the next president of our country. And I got to tell you what, if that lady gets elected, I'll have to tell you straight up that, oh my gosh, wow, really? That's where we are? That's where we are in today's society. And forget Donald Trump. This is not me here. This is not me here to say that Donald Trump's the answer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you have Kamala Harris elected in this country, I'd have to say for everybody, we're done. We are done. It is over, beyond over. The minority has won out the majority. How's your back doing? Really? Did you take an Advil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so since I have the horse appointment at 12:30 today,
Yeah.
might want you work.
No, you're not be working. We'll be using Brian.
Okay.
So, and I'll be done with my video here in a few minutes. Why don't you two go upstairs and get your, just kind of get into the computer and check things out. Hey, Brian, get upstairs and help Julie look at reports and figure things out.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Great. How you doing?
Great.
Good. So anyways, the marketing blitz isn't be all about Kamala Harris, and the media machine's gonna ratchet up like never seen. All the unique personalities of the journalists, the entertainers, they're all gonna be lambasting 24/7 that Kamala Harris is the answer. She's the best candidate for the country. And what's really interesting, you've already seen the game they're playing, and the game is all of a sudden Kamala Harris can take the position. We need to get more strict on crime. We need to get more strict on the immigration. It's going to be the rhetoric now that you know, when I'm elected, I'm going to shut down this illegal immigration in a heartbeat. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. You know, it's a switch and bait, but all these people are going to fall for. Oh, I'm going to beef up the cities with more police officers, and we're going to change the laws of the district attorneys that made it you could do whatever you want and abuse people and not have to pay the consequences. Oh, we're going to change all that. What's very interesting is Gavin Newsom is now showing Californians that since the Supreme Court has kicked out the Oregon homeless law, whether you realize it or not, up there years ago. This goes back to probably the 70s or 80s. I've talked about it before on my channel, that they passed a law that if a city didn't have enough encampments for people to sleep in publicly, they had no choice to allow homeless people, or back then I wouldn't even say homeless people, they would allow anybody to sleep anywhere they want because the infrastructure of that city or town or even state, they didn't have enough beds for the camping site to allow people to sleep there. So the Oregon law basically said, well, okay, then we make an exception to that rule, then you can sleep anywhere you want. And so that rule has protected the homeless people out west like never seen before, especially California, where the city and town and the state can only do so much of evicting these homeless people because of that law, that Oregon bill law that was passed, I bet you back in I would say the 70s or 80s, maybe 90s. So the Supreme Court has kicked that down, or some judicial court out there in the West has said that that law doesn't make any sense and no longer exists. And now California can do whatever they want to these homeless people. So Gavin Newsom's saying, oh, hey, everybody, I'm going to start cleaning up the streets now. So it's going to be all the proactive, all the stuff they created upon this country. They're now going to take the position to start telling everybody, we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that just so they can get the marketing blitz to go that this person that runs for president is going to be the best thing since sliced bread and butter. And you better vote for this person because this person's going to make everything great again. Oh, yeah, right. She's going to make everything build back better. Everything's going to be beautiful, right? And so it's going to be the biggest marketing blitz in our lifetime because of she has the look. She has the gender. And you're going to be tarnished as an individual if you get around certain individuals that are going to call you out because she has the look. Does she have the knowledge? Nope. Does she have the personality? Nope. But does she have the Muppet capability? Absolutely. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, they are so proud of only living a few blocks away from the White House. Only former sitting president ever in our nation's country that decided to move a few blocks in the White House. Only one. Media Machine doesn't talk about it. You'll never see any video of all the different personalities that go between the White House and Barack Obama's house and Michelle's. You'll never see it. You'll never know. So for the average person out there, as usual, they're clueless to what they're going to vote in and vote for, but they already voted it in. All it is just a change of look. Who's going to continue to do what they've already done to our country? It just won't be Joe Biden. It'll be Kamala Harris. But it's the same suit, just a different outfit, a different look. And she has a look. And that's why all these, to me, sadly, if you're a woman that thinks that Kamala Harris is the right choice for this country, you're a fool, because there's many other more qualified women in this country that could do a far better job than she is. I mean, far better job. But nope, it turns into racism, to, male chauvinists. I get all that. And that's what they're going to do. That's going to be the marketing blitz of our lifetime. Really, wow. It's going to be very challenging to hold your breath, everybody. And let the Media Machine is just going to ramp it up like never seen. So that's it. I'm done. I got to go get a car. It's going to be now what? It's going to be officially close to 8 months since I took the adventure of getting this Mustang supercharged. And one guy reached out to me and said that you need to be careful about that new supercharger and that motor that you don't have that many miles on. And I don't disagree. I think that's true. But I think to myself, you buy a brand new GT500 Mustang with a supercharger on it, and they tell you for the first X amount of miles, you got to break it in. Right. So sure. Am I going to go out and just, run the hell out of this car out of the gate? I'm not. Did the dealership do it? It's possible. But you think about the Shelby Super Snakes that they build. They put a brand new supercharger on a motor that only has 10 or 15 miles on it, if even that. And then they deliver it to the dealership. And then you got to follow the guidelines. So just because there's a supercharger on it doesn't mean you just nail it every time you get in the car. So for the gentleman that reached out, I understand your concern, but it's no different than buying a factory car with a supercharger on it, and you have to use common sense. If it's a brand new car, you don't really want to go race the car tomorrow morning. You need to have some mileage on it. And I get that, and I appreciate that. There's for the concern. Well, did anybody figure out where Andrew Jackson is? I've been very, very, very giveaway where it is. So it'd be interesting, it'd be intriguing to see who figures out where the Andrew Jackson is. And I'd love to see the first one that gets it. And here's the thing. I'm going to send you a sticker. So whoever gets it, you got to give me your address. You got to email me. The only way I'm going to be able to make this work, you're going to have to email me at iceHTVcomments@gmail.com. If you don't email me, I don't think you want to post on the public YouTube channel your personal information. So you got to go to iceHTVcomments@gmail.com. And whoever does that first, it'll be recorded on whoever puts the first email in, and the fun has begun. Do I Do we go bigger than Andrew Jackson? Yeah, do we just, I mean, Andrew Jackson really isn't much in today's world. So there it is, everybody. I'll say goodbye through the mirror. So everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Stay tuned for the Dark Horse Adventures. And do I need to get cleaned up? I don't know. I'm having fun. It's summertime. God bless. Have a great day.